Happy Halloween, everyone! I bought this horrible Halloween costume for $50 and I'm not getting a refund on it. So, let's just talk about Mario. Mario games aren't really that scary. Shocker, right? I mean, most of his games already have little to no story, so what makes you think that Nintendo would go out of their way to scare the player? I guess there are creepy moments here and there, but those aren't intentional. And no, we are not counting those fan-made creepypastas or whatever, for obvious reasons, but what if I were to tell you that there does happen to be a Mario game that did spook me at one point in my life? A game so terrifying I still have frequent nightmares about a certain moment till this day. And said game just so happens to feature babies. So while other people my age are out partying or doing Halloween themed activities, I'm staying home and talking about a Mario game. Truly the peak of adulthood. So this is the glass half full, and let's talk about the scariest Mario game you've never played. Mario and Luigi, Partners in Time. Now, usually, there's no point in setting up a backstory to a Mario game. I mean, it's Mario. What else can I really say about it? But to be fair, for some of the younger people in the crowd, this game could be fairly unknown to them. So give me a good 20 seconds so we're all caught up. So Mario and Luigi Partners in Time is a turn-based RPG made by Alpha Dream. It's the second installment of the Mario and Luigi series, released all the way back in 2005 for the DS, where Mario and Luigi are now joined by Mario and Luigi, but not the legal versions, to fight evil shit and save the world. But this game is darker and will actively try to give you nightmares. Yes, even darker than the Mario and Luigi game, actually based off dreams and nightmares. Okay, with that out of the way, let's talk about the actual game and story itself. By the way, I'm not here to give you an analysis or review of this game. I might make a comment here and there about the story progression, but you can find reviews elsewhere. This is just talking about how scary this game is. Alright, you guys ready? I'm ready too, right? Okay, let's get started. Right off the bat, the game starts off very differently from the other entries in the series. We're shown off this creepy-ass planet full of purple fungus as some sort of aliens and inhabitants lock on to the Mushroom Kingdom in hopes to take it over as some malicious, well, hard to say malicious, maybe more so distorted evil DS laugh plays in the background. Now this is quite normal for any Mario and Luigi game. Save the world, what else is new? But the manner they go about it is pretty gruesome. The game cuts to baby Mario and Luigi saving Peach from Bowser yet again, which is like in line for their character, but just makes me question, were they doing this for their entire life? Did they really just learn how to walk and was like, okay, time to fight a lizard monster for the rest of our lives? And also, come on, people of the Mushroom Kingdom, do you really not have a better line of defense? Like, for an actual kingdom level threat, you could only hire 2 babies? Really? So as Mario does the Mario and defeats baby Bowser, they immediately almost get shot to death. Talk about a 0 to 100 real quick. So back to adult tax-paying Mario and Luigi, they have a time machine. Cool. And as Peach returns from her excursion from the past, they're met with a green alien monster, meaning Peach probably got kidnapped again and it's time to go back in time and save her yet again. And after some time shenanigans and Stuffwell, there's no point to that joke, I just like Stuffwell. And as you walk around, you find this mountain village with no toads in sight. And as you explore the town, it kind of just sinks in what really happened to everyone that lived here. Yeah, they all died. Like, nothing explicit, but we get flashbacks to the Shroob invasion, and there were toads, and now they're gone. We even see in real time as some sort of Santa toad, man, killing off Santa in the Mushroom Kingdom, poor kids, gets abducted and never gets seen again. I think what really tops the eeriness of this area and the tone of the game is the music that plays in the background. It has the perfect mix of sad and creepy that shows that these Shroobs are not here to mess around. No, they want to end the human race. Or mushroom race. I don't know what they're called. Now, is it Lavender Town scary? No, not at all. But to say I didn't get spooked a little bit back then, and a bit now, would be a lie. So after Mario and Luigi die and the Shroobs bomb the ship, it happens, don't question it. Tax-paying Mario and Luigi and not of age yet Mario and Luigi team up to destroy a whole race. This game feels super disconnected from the rest of the series because of how dark the plot is. Case in point, Bowser's inside story. Oh no, we gotta stop obesity. Dream Team. Oh no, we gotta stop sleeping. And then this game, oh no, we gotta stop the Shroops from killing everyone. And the game actually shows what's gonna happen if the Shroops succeed. And that thing is a lot of death. And they turn these normal areas into just shit you see out of a horror film. Oh, an eerie forest. Well, come on, that's not that bad. Well, that forest has toads stuck in trees as they get their life source sucked out of them. No joke, you go talk to some of these toads in the trees and they say, help me, I am literally dying. Traumatizing, god damn. And if you're curious, they're getting their life source sucked out of them so they can feed a caterpillar. Well, they can't all be that bad. What about the Yoshi Island one? What a cool and fun callback to the Yoshi. Oh my god, that's straight up cannibalism! Seeing Yoshis get eaten alive isn't the most appealing thing in my opinion, until you also get eaten, which makes it even more unappealing. And then you gotta explore and make your way through a giant belly of a beast. Hey, wait a minute. Not to mention seeing Princess Peach get eaten alive, seeing people get turned into lifeless mushrooms with no way of saving them, trauma, like a lot of it, a horny rock, which is relevant to the plot, and those toads I mentioned earlier that are slowly and painfully dying stuck in trees. Yeah, they just stay there. Like, Mario does not bother saving them. Trust me, go back to that area after you beat the caterpillar and they're still there. They're just dying and no one cares. And the most crucial part no one ever talks about, Baby Mario and Luigi witnessed all this firsthand. Everything I've said, these toddlers are there for all of it. Now, I know this is just a game. I don't have to take it so seriously, but then this video would be a lot more boring. So realistically, after this, these babies need a ton of therapy. Like, again, before this, they were dealing with the petty antics of Baby Bowser, and now they just witnessed so much murder and violence. Like, this would scar anyone, let alone babies. Well, maybe they were too young to remember any of this. Really? You wouldn't remember anything from an alien invasion? Like, they can walk pretty well at this point. They gotta be like 4 at this point. I mean, I remember shit when I was 4, like playing this game. That's a good example. But also, I don't know why I'm arguing this when Luigi does get freaked out in Bowser's Inside Story after seeing the shrooms again. And speaking of Luigi, this series shits on him a lot. But man, this game specifically, he gets more shit on him than the shit that was previously on him before. Yeah, that makes sense. People constantly forget him. He takes needless beatings for no reason. Star God made him cry. Like, leave my dude alone. This game is scary, but it doesn't need to be straight up mean as well. Alright, it's about time I get back to talking about the Shroob fellas and the rest of the plot. So funnily enough, by the time Mario and Co actually start to destroy the race, the Shroobs already won in the past. Like, they took over the kingdom and everyone is just dead now, so it's just Mario trying to take it back, which is why the Shroobs are honestly quite smart and not just a lovable dumbass like Bowser. And said Shroob itself also has a pretty creepy design, especially the eyes. They're just so big and red and it really creeps me out. Okay, not actually. If I saw one at night, I would just say, I'm kinda scared right now. So if that part didn't give me nightmares, then what did? Well, all races must have their rulers, right? Yeah, sure. And so we're introduced to Princess Shroob and how terrifying she is, right? Well, not really. Kinda just a taller and more slender Shroob in a dress. And honestly, I mean, if you hear me out for a second, guys, like, she doesn't look that bad. The longer I try to explain myself, the sadder it's gonna become. Well then, what is this sad thing that gives me nightmares then? Well, during this whole game, you collect these things called cobalt shards. You acquire them from going to area and defeating the bosses, yada yada yada. It's the main game MacGuffin, which signifies how close you are to finishing the story. It's like those orb things from Bowser's Inside Story, basically. And you must collect all 5 shards in order to gain access to Shroob Castle and save Peach. But as you collect more and more pieces, strange things start to happen. The characters and aliens start to have a weird reaction to the shards, and as you get more and more of them, the cobalt star starts to have a mind of its own. But then we find out there's a star spirit inside of it, so I guess it was just nothing then. Although baby Luigi did cry at the sight of it, which is fair, star deity would scare anyone. It isn't until the final act when you have your big, long-awaited battle with Princess Shroob, which is great, but felt like something is missing. Like, it was a great boss, but not a great final boss. And as Mario talks to Peach about how the Cobalt Star helped them, she gets freaked out? Like, why? That is the very thing that helped us gain access to Shroob Castle because we're not a Shroob. wait a second. And since the whole game is centered around younger and older siblings, we find out that living inside the Cobalt Star is Princess Shroob's older sister. Or twin sister, I guess. They made it really weird in the game. The very thing that got us this far was imprisoned in the star, and we helped bring her back. The main objective of the entire game, which is thought to bring down these tyrannical fungi, is the weapon used to command and destroy our planet. Wow. Might I say, that's a really cool plot twist, actually. I love how this subverts most video games. Hell, this series itself, where you have to collect something in order to defeat something. And while it's kinda true here as well, the game advises you not to collect the cobalt shards, but you do anyway. But now this stage is set. The final battle to conclude which species is better is about to happen, and the battle itself is pretty cool. Definitely more difficult than battles prior, and although Princess Shroob is a good final antagonist, I don't know, I feel like something is missing. It's a good final boss and she's intimidating, but I don't know, for how dark the game can be, I feel like the final boss needs to be something that can accomplish... Oh my, holy shit, what the fuck is that? Now that thing is what gave me nightmares. Words cannot truly describe how creepy and scary that thing is. But I guess actions can, since Princess Peach is knocked out by the sight of it and is gone for the rest of the battle. And the music that's accompanied with the boss, my god, it's just so climactic and apocalyptic that I truly feel the vibe I get from this piece is, you fail here, everyone dies. And this is coming from a fucking Mario game featuring shitting plumbers, god damn. This game is dark in a lot of ways, however this final boss just brings it all together and shows that Mario can give you chills once in a while. What a phenomenal setting for a phenomenal final boss. But then there's an actual lame final boss with Bowser because it's part of the checklist Nintendo must do for every Mario game. But let's just ignore that. And so the human mushroom race execute the Shroobs and have won the day. Sadly, there were many casualties and it'll take years to fix what happened, but that's the truth of war. There is no winner or loser, just loss. I mean, until they fix everything with baby tears, but let's just skip that. And with one heartfelt goodbye, this adventure has come to a close. It was very cute and charming. I mean, it's a Mario game. There was no other way to end it. Yeah, but all those toads are still dead, though. So that was Mario and Luigi Partners in Time. Great game with a couple of problems here and there. The item distribution was kind of sloppy and the tedious back and forth between bros was kind of annoying, but all in all, it was one of my favorite games from my childhood. So why does no one care about it? And well, the reasoning is kind of skewed, and this is a lot of speculation on my part, but in a series like Mario, why is this one the odd one out? Well, let me try to explain. Well, first off, this game is very different from your average Mario game. Like, it doesn't even feature Bowser as its main villain. I mean, other Mario games have done that as well, to varying success, but I guess the uniqueness and how it differs from every other game may have been a factor. Another big one is its release and sales. The game came out in 2005 when the DS was only a year old at this point, so of course, there was a decent amount of DSs floating around, but the big boom of the handheld never materialized until 2007 and the peak being 2009. And you know what else came out in 2009? Bowser's Inside Story, which not only features a cool mechanic of playing as Bowser and not just Mario and Luigi again, but it's also just a better game than Partners in Time. Like, I love this game, guys, but we gotta be realistic here. And so that game eventually sold a series record at 4.5 million copies, and Partners in Time sold around 1.5 million. And so after that, Nintendo just shoved this game aside and forgot about it completely because they never remade it. They remake Superstar Saga, which is great, and then when you assume that Partners in Time will be next, they just skip it. Like, okay, the game that would benefit our remake the most? Nah, let's just remake Bowser's Inside Story and make it worse, and while we're at it, let's put it on a dead console. That would surely do great. Huh. Who would have thought? So when I say the darkest Mario game you forgot, don't worry, since Alpha Dream forgot about it as well. And I can't even say that maybe it'll come back, since Alpha Dream is dead with no hopes of a revival. So in the grand scheme of things, perhaps there's actually no good ending to this game, making it the darkest Mario game you've never played. So not a lot of people are gonna believe me when I say that this is the scariest Mario game. So that's why I went around the streets and asked people for their opinions, and this is what I got.
Yo, dude, wait up. I got a question. You find this scary, right?
No, not at all.
Wait, what?
It's honestly kind of childish, dude.
Oh.
So that was a bad idea.